Hello everybody, welcome to the show here. I am going to be doing my Tale of E3 2014, talking about pretty much all the different stuff that I came across. I'm probably going to cover most, if not all, of the games, going through all the loot that I picked up. Oh, I need to change my, whoops, gotta get that echo out of here. There we go. Going to, like I said, go through the loot, and that'll probably remind me about most of the games. Probably the only one that I can think of that I don't really have any specific loot for to talk about is Chasm, and it's a pretty awesome game I'm really looking forward to. It's a procedural Metroidvania that is, it's a procedural roguelike, or actually it isn't quite a roguelike, it's procedural Metroidvania. It's taking all the elements that you would see in a Metroidvania game, the progression of, getting items in a specific order, fighting things in a specific order, progressing through the game a certain way, but the way everything is actually laid out is all done procedurally, so you'll have a completely different route and completely different challenges within the scope of what you should be able to do in that area. So it's pretty cool. The graphics look pretty nice. They're scaled up 5x to get to the 1080 resolution. So it's got a nice retro pixely look to it. Very good use of effects, and just really clean and smooth in general. So I'm really excited for that one. That one's definitely gonna have to go on procedural powerhouses. Oh yeah, it does also have the hardcore mode, so somebody actually could kind of play it like a roguelike if they really wanted to. The items that you'll be getting, not just the not the very specific abilities that get you through the game, but just the general, weapons and armor and stuff that you find. Those will also be different with every run. So, you might have a really tough set of enemies, but at the same time get a really nice set of gear to help you fight through them. Or maybe not. You might have a bunch of tough enemies and a bunch of really weak equipment. That's how it sometimes happens. So that's why it would actually, playing it as a roguelike, after having played it a couple times and knowing the general length of the game and path to get through, seems like a really fun thing to do. So that's Chasm. I'm going to be on the lookout for that. So E3 badges, if anybody ever wondered what they look like, something like this. Now I came in as an exhibitor, or not an exhibitor, a volunteer rather, for IGDA, the International Game Developer Association. That's why I've also got that fancy little ribbon there, because we give those to our members. So yeah, they stepped up security day 2 and day 3, pretty much the entire day. They were scanning everybody's badges, making sure nobody had counterfeits, as well as checking against everybody's ID to make sure they were the person they said they were. Some people apparently were getting hassled a whole bunch, so yeah, that's not as cool. But there were apparently a lot of issues in the past with people just selling their passes, and sometimes people not even following up and remembering the name of the pass, or of the person whose pass they bought, and just getting stopped by security by having to look down at their name again. So yeah. So Garriott, Ritzadet, Paramus, MT Stunner, thank you all for joining here. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to just start going through the loot here. I'm gonna the stuff from day 1 and 2. With that, it's just I can't really say what was day 1 and what was day 2, but no matter, it's not really a big deal. Alright, so first thing when I came in, Actually, before I even came in, I stopped by the Nvidia booth. Got the fancy bag. I'll show it to you in a moment, and wristband with some food and drink tokens or tickets or whatever. Didn't use them though. I just wanted to get inside and see what was going on in E3 after checking out the Nvidia booth. But first thing when I got into E3 was one of these little funny things with this little message. It's for the game Sunset Overdrive. Here, I'll show you the little tag on it here. And says here, celebrate consumer. Don't be a stick in the mud. Celebrate consumerism by posting a photo with me, Fizzy. Hashtag Fizzy says hashtag Xbox E3. So the game basically looks to me like I guess I see a lot of elements of Saints Row in it, but I think the reason why it might have gotten as much hype and coverage as it may have gotten is because it was being advertised heavily by Microsoft and such. This is, I think, one of those games they're trying to do the whole like, oh look, our exclusive content is this awesome, you have to have our console to play this, and they're just way over marketing it. Like every bathroom had a decal from that game on it. The actual area itself was just absolutely like, all focus on that game. I didn't see anything too spectacular, and it looks like a fun game, but it's not like the next I don't know, the next revolutionary game or whatever. So yeah, it's fine. So one of the things I did get in the Nvidia booth outside was actually this shirt here for a Dota style MOBA from S2 Games called Strife. Now the way that this game works, here, this might be a little easier. It's they took all of the elements they like from Dota and League of Legends and all those kind of games, and I think they had one of their own. Well, it might be one of the few good games for the console by the time it comes out, Garriott. So it's an advanced Dota style MOBA in the sense that they took the features they liked. Like there's still last hits on mobs and last hits on things to get the money for it, but everybody who gets a piece of it gets to share some. It isn't just the person who gets the last hit. So people can work together on clearing a group of enemy mobs, and it won't be this thing where one person doesn't get any of the loot. They'll still get a share of it. There's also pets apparently, and probably some other progression systems that I didn't really get a chance to look into. I think I got a beta key for that, and I think I could probably get some more. I'll have to check into that. I'm not sure if it's actually something that needs a beta key, if it's just open for play right now. But apparently there's a bunch of people streaming it already, so that's cool. I really like this shirt though. It totally looks like a Mega Man style character, like some sort of butterfly robot thing. So I got this one here from War Thunder, which seems like kind of fun game. I might check it out, see what it's all about. The tank battles, I don't know, I didn't feel like I was able to make contact with any of the shots that I was firing, and it seemed like it was a one-shot kill sort of thing. And it has this on the back, so you could imagine a lot of people were walking around with that. It is Los Angeles after all. Another shirt that I got. These weren't shirts from the Nvidia booth. These were shirts from inside. Was this Video Game Voters Network? Basically, whenever anything comes up in politics with video games, this is one of the groups that basically comes through and says, nah, you're all out of your element. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. So a lot of the ones they've had in the past had this big gaudy red, white, and blue looking controller on it, and it was also like a vinyl sticker basically So it was really uncomfortable to wear, so I didn't really wear it that much. That one there, I like that a lot more. It's still appears to be United States centric and everything, which I think is kind of the point of it and everything. But definitely doesn't seem like, haha, we are nationalist video gamers. So something else I did get in the Nvidia booth was these Titanfall burn cards. I don't know what the hell they are or what might be in them. I didn't open it. Should I open it? Do you folks really want to know what's in these? Because I could open it, otherwise just leave it closed and leave it the way it is. So, oh yeah, here's the Nvidia wristband thing. The little food and drink tickets or whatever you can tear off. The Nvidia booth had a lot of really awesome stuff to show off in it. I mean, it had a bunch of landmark stations going, a lot of different games or tournaments and stuff, food and drinks apparently. But the thing that wasn't as awesome about it is that it was loud and hot. And I really hope everybody who was stationed there gets a good amount of time to recover, because that was pretty hellish in there. I know Pentapod was kind of stationed in there the entire time, so she's doing alright. Maybe she got switched out with someone else. That would be pretty nice. So that's... Oh yeah, I guess I'll show you the bag itself, since I've taken a bunch of the stuff out already. Nvidia, I think is how they say it actually. Alright, let's see what's in this burn pack. Okay, so it's I guess it's kind of like the burn pack items in the game, or the burn cards in the game. So I'll just kind of go through them here. It's Garriott actually got to play probably a couple hours of Binding of Isaac, and could have played as much H1Z1 as I wanted to, basically. Flotilla Flotsam. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people actually did just throw them straight away. I always see a lot of random swag and loot just being thrown straight in the trash. It's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, I guess it's a product of marketing. You make a bunch of stuff, not everyone's gonna want it. But, you know, these are kind of cute. I'm wondering if they've got a TCG coming up at some point, and these will play into it somehow. Like an actual, or like a tabletop sort of game or something. Yeah. Though in terms of collectibles, if that was the case, I would have probably kept them in the bag. Nice, Flotilla Flotsam. Do it if you can. Are you local to the area, or would you have to kind of come out from a ways? Yeah, it would be better if they did. Have to make plans for it. Gotcha. Well, I'm sure there's different companies you could see about volunteering with, or otherwise try to fake your credentials and see if they'll buy it. And one more after this. Whoops. So yeah, good for those. So other stuff that I got. This fancy little carrying case bag thing from Curse. Yeah, mute so you don't hear a loud Velcro sound. It comes with things. It's got a Starbucks card with Curse. Some mints that are actually pretty good. Some of these emergency vitamin C things, and I guess some hand sanitizer pen. Sir Kane, SOE really didn't have that sort of a presence. The only SOE swag or anything close to it that I saw was Landmark 70 beta keys, and I've got plenty of those. So didn't go for it. And another little pocket here. So yeah, pretty nice little pickup. Looks pretty cool. Quite functional. Nyko has decided to Rids. Be a hell of a lot of shipping, I think, too. So Nyko decided, oh, well, that Moga controller that was being handed out to everyone last year, we're just gonna make our own version of that. So now there's this device here, this gamepad, which can be used with allegedly hundreds of Android games. It's basically a dual analog controller for Android. Android only right now, but they might Android 3.0 and up, I should say, but they might increase the range of what it can actually work with in the future. It is Bluetooth. It comes with a fancy little carrying case and a little stand to keep it propped up. I haven't opened it yet. I'll probably eventually open it when I actually have a use for it. So it's pretty cool. Survival case. Yep, pretty much. Most conventions, a lot of people walk away with an illness that hadn't been around, and then they spread it around the office, and then it happens again, and just keeps on transferring around from place to place to place. So the company Xseed has just like they seem like not quite hentai enthusiasts, but they really try to kind of push that angle. So this game they've got tissues for is called Akiba Strip Undead and Undressed. And here's the graphic for it. It's, you know, a little pack of tissue papers. And all of their games were all like super sexified anime characters and stuff. And I'm looking, it's like, seriously, Xseed, what are you folks doing? Come on. I ain't got no respect for your games if you gotta market them all to be sexy. So, near them, if I remember correctly, I came across, what's it called? Perfect World with, the Swordsman Online. And I said, hey, that game looks pretty fun. What about streaming it? And they said, oh, yeah. So I was like, hey, what about some more beta keys? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. Take like a big old stack. In fact, let me give my email address to you, and if you run out of those, we can see back at you some more. So I'm probably going to start playing this game Swordsman here and seeing if I can get some other folks to join up with me, and we'll kick some ass. We'll kick some ass, old school Eastern style. It also comes with this fluffy lamb thing if you use the beta key. So, yeah. Nosgoth is another game that I'm going to be getting a lot of beta keys for, so that should be a lot of fun. Not sure what to expect with this Swordsman. I saw some gameplay footage, but I really can't tell what the actual style of gameplay is going to be like. That should be quite interesting to discover. And of course I will do it live on the interwebs, because that's how I roll. If anyone in here wants a key for a Swordsman, just send me a Twitter message and I'll hit you back afterward. Sounds good, Wick. Hey, Wick. So, now this is the part where I go through a bunch of stuff and remember a bunch of various games and stuff that I saw. Oh yeah, if I didn't already say, the Extra Life Los Angeles chapter was out there. They had these cute little skazes to give away. These D6 where the 6 is replaced with the Extra Life logo. So I got a couple of those. That's pretty cool. And they also had these flip book things that you could do. You do like a short animation and it would print it out and staple it together. I decided not, or actually would bind it, I think. I decided not to go with it because I had some other stuff I wanted to do. But that's cool. Oh, I did get a chance to meet Chase from Twitch, the PR guy. So the director, I believe, of PR. So that was pretty cool. Talked about a little bit of this and that. So there were a couple of things that I'm hoping to be able to see if we can set up, like getting a game development label instead of having to set it for offline when I'm working in Unity or when somebody's working on a game project. So that's pretty cool. Real nice fellow. Didn't get too much time to talk with him, and that was kind of what I figured. He's a busy guy, but I'm glad that I got a chance to say what's up to him. I guess I'll just put these here. Professional nerd by day, regular nerd at other times. Was a developer I met. Can't remember which game it was. Special offer for something. So games, entertainment, media. There's also a lot of people there who aren't really, you know, making games. Yep, that's right, Ritz. Some analog stick covers for PlanetSide 2 on PlayStation 4. Here, I'll take them out so you can see them a little better. Hey, Bruno Barros. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. So, analog stick covers, kind of funny. But yes, PS4 on PS2. It's definitely there. It looked pretty nice, to be perfectly honest. DJ Cutman was performing at Curse the entire time. He was wearing his little armor and everything. Lumikins? What do you mean I'm from social area and got to attend? I'm an industry professional. I've been developing games for years. This is actually not my first E3. My first E3 was in 2005 using my buddy's pass, but I've been going to E3 for the past few years. Previously on my my Flash indie cred, but now ESA doesn't really care about Flash, so I've been volunteering with IGDA for the past couple of years. Probably going to be able to get back in on industry credentials again next year, considering that I'm going to keep on doing the whole broadcast thing and going to be getting my develop on. And you know, if I'm not picked up by a studio by then, I'll probably be a some sort of a wrecking force of my own in the industry by that point. But yeah, DJ Cutman, cool guy. Definitely check him out. SoundCloud.com/DJ Cutman. He definitely had the nice beats going for us the entire time. Extra Life, something. S2 Games. Yeah, that was the ones who made Strife, which was the Dota style MOBA from which this shirt comes from. Yeah, Lumikins. Particle Mace. I met the maker of this at the IGDA party on Wednesday night, and it's a pretty cool game. I'm gonna hopefully be streaming it on Tuesday along with Nuclear Throne, which is another awesome game that I came across. And actually I met him because the composer is somebody else who I've known for a little while, Nathaniel Chambers, and he's bubblepipemedia.com, I believe, Bubblepipe Media on SoundCloud. Really cool, good stuff, good composer, and he's also a pinball aficionado. So anytime I have any questions or inquiries about pinball, he's the guy I can talk to. Chasm, I did talk about that. I wasn't sure if I had a card from him or not. So Riot didn't have a booth. They didn't have anybody there from Riot officially giving out official Riot E3 gear like they sometimes do. But one of the dudes I came across, the first one I asked, and I'm glad I asked him, actually had a card for skins for Arcade Hecarim, I don't know how to pronounce their names, and Riot Blitzcrank. So I'm gonna enter this pretty soon. It expires in a few days, so I definitely have to put it in sooner than later, assuming that the event for which he had these didn't already come and go, and these aren't just old cards, but we'll see. So, Nuclear Throne. This is a fun little game. It reminds me a lot of the, I guess, Risk of Rain in terms of the action factor and the fact that it's procedurally generated. And there's different characters with different abilities, but it's their abilities plus the equipment you find that really makes or breaks your run. So it's a hell of a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm going to be playing that on Tuesday during my 3 to 7 p.m. Pacific stream, so that should be pretty entertaining. Polyslab Games. I think this guy just came by the IGDA booth. Oh yeah, and the contact I met from Art Games and Perfect World Entertainment for Swordsman. So pretty cool. You can actually in the past, Riot hasn't had that big of a presence either. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. They actually, I didn't see them out on the show floor, but they had a little media and office kind of area, one of the suites. Yeah, and they were only there to kind of show off the spectator mode when it was coming around. GTA 5 for PC. I didn't actually check out GTA 5, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was already like out and released by now. But, yeah. I'm sure it's fun. That's right, top mobile. Oh yeah, survey. Oh yeah, some random hack. Probably should throw that card away. Advertisement. Let's see if there's anything really worth showing you here. Nope, nope. Turtle Beach. Is anybody looking to buy a Turtle Beach headset in the very near future? Because I've got a 25% off code. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't really get more than 2.1 surround out of Turtle Beach, but they claim it's because my head's shaped differently than their heads. So, yeah, if someone was actually really looking for that, hit me up. I guess first come, first serve. I only have one code. Monkey Bomb. Okay, so this game Monkey Bomb here. Oh yeah, Grim Fandango remake. I'm really looking forward to see how they do the World of the Living this time around. So what the deal is with Monkey Bomb? It's basically Flappy Bird plus you collect bananas, and they've got this competition. Whoever has the highest score by 11 p.m. Pacific time on the 4th of July will be declared the winner, and they'll have that win announced on the 11th, and they'll get $1,000. So you can either download it on the App Store, the Apple App Store, or Google Play, or wherever, I guess. But yes, Monkey Bombs. If you think you're that awesome, you could win stuff. There's this Who's Your Teddy? I saw a lot of bags for it and stuff. It's a game from Atlas. They had some exclusive loot you could get if you came at a certain time and stood in a ridiculous line, and I decided not to. So yeah, so that was my loot from Tuesday and Wednesday, and a lot of the games and such that I came across. Let me just sort this stuff back into the bag. Make sure there wasn't anything else to show off. No, not really. I should probably put this here, and put all these right here. Okay. So, moving on to the day 3 loot. So, on the very last thing I did before exiting the convention center, there were these kind of vinyl stick on the glass posters that that'll, a lot of people will usually just loot these at the end of the show, but a lot of them stayed up for whatever reason this time around, so I got this one. I kind of like it. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, here we go. I have not lost an arm, but gained the might of my country. Is the caption over here, or whatever. Pretty cool poster. I didn't even see the game, though. But I'll probably check it out at some point. Oh yeah. And then Curse had an even bigger bag. And what this bag had was a Velcro mute there. Pen. Some sort of crunchy caffeinated loot. Some sort of media card of some sort. It says 8 gigabytes. I don't know what the hell it is. It just looks like a I don't know if it's like an RFID chip or something, but it says 8 gigs, so whatever, it's probably useful for something. What are these? Milled corn, barley, coffee. So these are apparently some sort of crunchy coffee somethings. So I'll probably munch into that later, so it isn't loud and obnoxious. And yeah, it's got a couple different ways to carry it. This is actually a pretty damn nice bag. It's pretty functional. It's got double stitching. It looks like it'll hold up pretty well. So I might use that as a carrying bag. 8 gig USB root kit. Crunchy coffee somethings. It's not a flash drive. I pulled it out and poked around at it. It's one solid integrated piece. There's nothing that gets pulled out of it. It looks like something that you like touch to something to scan it with or whatever, or like that RFID chip that the Cyborg in Progress Zoe Quinn has installed in her hand. Also the creator of Depression Quest. Oh, and it also had this Curse shirt in it. Yeah, it's a Curse shirt. I think they were all double XL, so whatever. It'll be kind of big on me and really, really big on other people. And not so big on some people. And maybe too small for just a very select few. You just flex the card and USB pops out. Really? Let's see. No, man, that's one solid connected piece here. There's nothing to move or take out. It's all laminated together there. Yeah. Yeah, Bruno. So yeah, if I didn't already show it, this Xbox One shirt, it's like, oh yeah, we're a company that's been given a bunch of Xbox One shirts, or paid to give out a bunch of Xbox One shirts. You want one? Here, take it. We aren't even going to scan your badge or anything. So I went by Wargaming, you know, world of tanks and planes and boats and things. The little rectangle part folds out. Alright, I'll play with that later. And in here they've got some magnets. I'll pop it out here. They come in this fancy little case and everything. Little you can see my freaking camera. They're super polished. Yeah, Bruno, I'll take a free shirt, but I'm probably not gonna wear it other than, like, I don't know, if I'm going to a gym or something, doing work or something. Not something I plan to be streaming with or representing in any particular way. Then what else do they have? They had a this World of Warplane sticker. It's a clear sticker. Yeah, I'm more appreciative of the stuff they've been doing with Sony, just Sony, PlayStation, Nvidia, and all that stuff in general. Pretty cool. So apparently this is a World of Warplanes and World of Tanks code for a couple of things that don't actually exist in the game, and there's also a code for a tank for the 360 version of the game. So if you've got the 360 version of World of Tanks and you really want a Tetrarch tank, let me know. The back again, that sticker's coming off. Oh well. So yeah, that was what they had for me. WebRoot. It was this supposed to be an antivirus for gamers. So I asked about trying to get some antivirus for dedicated Linux game servers, and they said, we're Windows and Mac only. Beer Cozy from PhoneJoy, with a little character that I guess kind of reminds me of Mojo Jojo, I guess. Alright. I'll have to check that out later, Wick. It's probably empty, but it might have something cool on it. I guess I'll do a follow-up report at some point. Or it might just be empty. Probably just has their media info. So, I came across Chemco, the maker of JRPGs. And they Bruno, the Project Morpheus, I didn't check it out. I'm sure it's cool. So what they were showing off, showing off a couple of games, and they had this little survey asking what people preferred, 2D or 3D. They were giving out these nice little fans. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. You know, that's smart. Pretty unique. I haven't seen fans too much in a while, or at least ones done in this style of this quality. So then I go right on the other side of where that small booth is at. They didn't have a giant booth, they had like a small booth, a really, really tiny one. And on the other side is another fan from another company, and they were saying, well, we thought we were being unique with the fan, but no, no. Turns out the only other place given a fan in the show, we happened to put ourselves right next to. So that was pretty funny too. Nice fans. Curse info sheet. Mousepad for Nosgoth. It's a arena fighting game from Square Enix, kind of based in the Legacy of Kain lore. So it's pretty neat. Powerful. Laptop is expensive. Desktop's a bit cheaper. Yeah, you can also do a lot more stuff with the desktop than you can with the laptop. Nosgoth. I got a football from GameHawk. It's one of them stingy kind of footballs. I like when people start alright, see if I go. When people start getting uppity with the Nerf guns in the office, you just throw this at somebody, like right in the arm or right in the stomach or something. It's like, it hurts. Like, nah, you put those Nerf guns away. It's a lanyard thing for Nosgoth. Little Twitch pack. It's got a couple stickers in it. It's got a couple little buttons in it here. There you go. So it's pretty cool. I think I have some of their old school buttons, the black logo ones. Yeah, Wick, I'm actually out in Slimy Simi Valley. Okay. Oh yeah, E3. Yeah. So, empty case. It was supposed to have something in it, but they ran out of paper. So, I'll show you that. It was actually, it'll probably be the last image in the image set. In this magazine from Fox or something. About entertainment, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really look into it. A sticker from Funktronic Labs, who's I believe the ones that was making a fun little game. It's like some elements are turn-based, like some enemies won't move until you move, and some things won't take action until you take action. And then there's other things that are active, like spikes that if you get close enough, they'll start to fall. They'll shake and then fall down and hit whatever's there. Heh. Yep. I got you, Wick. This crowd store thing, I think this is already passed. You're probably supposed to go to their booth and you win something. So here's the funny thing. to get the beta key for Nosgoth, you have to go to this very specific suite on the 3rd floor to once you get there and you get the beta key, you see, well, it has a map for how to get there. So it's like, yeah, that's awesome. I totally could have used that to find the way there. It's down at the very bottom, the map. So I'm gonna probably get in the beta with it, and stream it a bit, and check it out. And if it's fun, I'll probably continue playing it a bit more. If it's less fun, then I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a 1 day a week sort of thing with some sort of community show. Get a bunch of people I know together and just screw around on it and have fun. So now I've got a bunch of cards from a bunch of places. Met a lot of indie people. This card by far has the most awesome art on it. That's just hilarious. So this Tetrageddon was actually 9 different games, and I believe the idea that the gal who was making it had was make however many games and then make an arcade console that you walk up to. Like, so when you start the game up, you're a character who has to walk up to an arcade console, and then you start actually playing the games on that console. So that should be pretty interesting. Lumikins. Damn. Spryfox was making a really cool game. It was a roguelike puzzle game. If I remember correctly, Spryfox was the ones who made Triple Town, and a lot of the elements that came from that and some of their other games are going into this, so that was pretty cool. Monstermatic. This thing was a little thing that lets you make a creature by feeding it different things and treating it in different ways, and the way that it grows and progresses is based on your input. And then once you finally get to the point where you're ready to have it made, the amount of coins that you've earned in the process of getting your critter up to that point gets used to deduct the actual cash dollar amount. It's like $25 to have a maquette printed and sent to you. I told him that's totally awesome, but I would also love to have that system be able to use to make characters that I can then bring into my own games and add my own animations to, or use the animations and rigging that comes with it, and then just extend upon that from, go from there. And a few other things. They thought it was a great idea, so I really hope they follow up on that. Crit Success was the name of this game company. They have a little character sheet on the back of the card. From what I remember, Crit Success was a thing where you, instead of having a die that you roll to play like digital games online with your buddies with the dice, there was actually a ring that you spin, and that'll determine what number you land on. And I believe it also has a lot of modularity to it, so you can set it to whatever configuration you need. So I'm interested in seeing how that works when it comes around. I don't know what the plan is for it right now. So I met a guy making this game called Be Nice Please, and I'm definitely going to have to check into it. The idea for the game is that whoever beats the iteration of the game that was last released first gets to give input on what should go into the next iteration of the game. He'll add that feature, release the next version, and then same thing. Whoever beats it first he gets to add the next, provide the suggestion for the next feature, and so on and so forth. It's about 150 builds in, and it's turned into this absolute chaos. I've seen Project Spark in the past. It's, I'm sure, pretty cool. I didn't really look into it too much because I'm not going to get Windows 8. But this Be Nice Please is a pretty interesting game. The kid who made it is only like 16, which is totally awesome. But he's been iterating on it, and what the game does is prove the point that if you let the players decide what goes in the game without, you know, any guidance or any confines or boundaries, you just, you know, they suggest that you put it in, it will make a game that's just like messy chaos. And that's totally what this thing is. It's hilarious. I definitely need to get some streams going and see if I can beat levels and add features. Do like something once a week or something. See if I can do that. I don't know how quickly he actually iterates them. Then there's this game, Choice Chamber. Choice Chamber is an awesome game because it actually integrates with Twitch. That people in Twitch are voting on what's going to happen in game. My arsenal, my attributes, the enemies, their properties, all of that stuff. And each chamber that I go through, I believe, generates with new stuff based on what everybody voted on. So I'm actually looking to do a dual stream with Satellizer at some point with this game. So that should be a hell of a lot of fun. Not sure when we're going to do that. We're going to have to figure that out at some point, but I think that'll be a hell of a lot of fun. And then there was this Gaming Grids, which is an API that's being designed to allow people to make games where people can place wagers and challenge each other for real cash money. Also doing tournaments and ladders and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. That sounds like a good way to use Kinect. I feel like there are already hack jobs that people did with the Kinect to be able to set that sort of stuff up, even before this official announcement. So it might have already been something that people had already started on, and it's just now being leveraged by the company itself. So that was my loot, and that was a lot of the games that I got to see and got to go through. So now I guess I should probably go through the pictures. Let's see here. Get this up and switch over to this one. There we go. So first one here is in the Nvidia booth, hot and loud, but you can't really tell by the photo. I've got the caves going back here. It's Landmark. It's Domino, Pentapod, you know, Emily Taylor. She's totally awesome. Yeah, from what I understand, she was stationed there the entire time. It's really hard to give demos of the game in a short period of time, especially a bunch of people on a bunch of computers at once. So that must have been some real tough stuff. But you know, she's a professional. And I know Rai came in and swapped out with her at some point, Roshan. So that was pretty cool. At least there was some relief there. So next, hey, it's a big robot. It is most definitely a big robot. And that's all there is to it. Hey, Felgon. He was inside at the curse booth, manning the one landmark machine. It was also loud, but it was loud with the sound of DJ Cutman plus all the other surrounding places. So yeah, got a picture with him. That was cool. This thing was from I can't remember the name of it. The Black Gold oil tycooning kind of game. Yes, Terminator eyes. So I don't know if this is supposed to be some sort of like giant oil digging drilling machine or something, but that's I guess what the game was all about. Yeah, that last one was Titanfall, the big robot. So, The Binding of Isaac. I played a lot of this game. I played a hell of a lot of this game. I think I played it for well over an hour, to be honest. So this was on the PlayStation TV, but there's also, I believe it was also on Vita, and they had a PS4 proper set up way back in the corner, where Tyrone, and actually between this booth and the other one, a bunch of people from Nicalis were there. Ed wasn't there. I didn't think Ed was going to be there. Ed McMillan, the creator of the game. But yeah, I'm just kind of go through here. So, new creatures, these happy little poop monsters. They leave a little poop trail everywhere. I would imagine more advanced, more powerful versions of the creature might even leave a dangerous poop trail, kind of like those squishy brains leave a glowy trail of death behind them. We were asked not to take any footage, and I didn't. You know, I don't want to be a jerk about it, and I especially don't want to, you know, piss the folks off. So, obviously, no footage, no screenshots of anything bugged, or photos rather of anything bugged, or at least, you know, bugged in a very obvious and ugly way. And not supposed to make GIFs or anything, but I bet this is probably enough if someone really wanted to try to make a little poop animation with them. Yep. It's just Isaac by himself. There's no indication on the other side of the door what kind of room that is, but I'm pretty sure that was just a bug, and that'll actually be fixed in the future. Hey, guess who it is? It's Monstro. So I caught him in mid-jump here. He's such an easy boss. He's still an easy boss. I think that's a good reason why they put him in. Battlefield Hardline Beta. Nice. Not as much of a Battlefield person, but I hope you have fun with it. So this is another new creature here. It kind of reminds me of the things you would fight in the womb that pop up out of nowhere and kind of charge after you, and they disappear and pop up elsewhere. This newer version, they pop up, they wait a certain amount of time, and then they fire a projectile directly at you. Indeed, Ritz. So what other stuff? Oh yeah, flies and stuff. Oh, this was, I think this was a bunch of those things that are filled with flies, those big poofy creatures, and they all just started next to a fire, so all they could do was walk over and explode themselves, which is a pretty interesting new puzzle they've designed. They actually said the level design tool is only going to be for the devs. They're not going to release it to the public. So yeah, that's probably a good idea. I'm sure we can still draw up suggestions for rooms and they can build them up. So here's what a larger room looks like. This is a 2x2 room. It's full of flies. Most of them aren't really paying too much mind to me because they aren't really looking through the poop. One of them kind of fluttered over the poop, so he's got a line of sight on me. But I really needed to break the poop before they would actually come after me en masse. Another shot of it. It's a big room. There's a lot of room to maneuver. It's this guy again. Yeah, explode. And they add a little bit more features with each one, but not much. At least they are making steps back with each one. So yeah, I could have just used the shovel and avoided the battle, but I didn't. So here's a much larger room, or another 2x2 rather, and I'm being chased by a whole bunch of those the jerks that charge straight at you. You can sometimes pop their heads off. I can't remember what the properties of that orange one was. So this was an interesting one. These 4 flies here were actually flying in a rotating formation. So they kind of came at me like that. So that's pretty neat. That's a new interesting feature for the flies, definitely giving them a lot more interest. But the other thing is, these 4 on the left, there were 4 on the left and 4 on the right. The 4 on the left just came at me one by one, versus the 4 on the right grouped up and came in formation. So I don't know if they do that as a thing, as like a check at the beginning of the level. They may do that, or if they were spawned as a group and it was intended that this one was supposed to formation up and that this one wasn't. But I like that there's that extra kind of coordination that we're starting to see with the different types of groupings of enemies. So, quad shot. I had the spider shot going. It was pretty satisfying to use it. You can see there's these unbreakable blocks here now. It's very clear. There's also these vases. You'd still need a bomb to break them, but I think they might have a higher chance or some sort of chance of having goodies in them. I still did find the discolored rocks that did have the special loots and stuff in them, but I didn't really get as good a yield. I was hoping to get like one of the anything from a small rock to a small to a tiny planet or whatever, and give myself that orbital shot. So here's, I don't really remember this room from the original. I thought it was weird because this has to be designed in such a way that either the creatures are ones that can run into the fire and kill themselves, or creatures that can get over the rock somehow. So it limits the types of enemies that can definitely be in the middle. Otherwise you can create a scenario where somebody without bombs and without a way to shoot over is not able to, complete the level, and thus the run kind of results in a soft crash. Alright, sacrifice rooms, they're back. They might have a little bit more stuff in them than they used to, but they're definitely back. Oh, okay, Flotilla Flotsam. I totally don't remember those rooms. They probably aren't that common. Or maybe they're more common for others, but I just wasn't seeing that many. So if you die to spikes, you die to spikes. So this one's definitely not a room that I'm familiar with in the original, and it's this one here you're really not going to be able to get through unless you have flying, but there's other configurations where maybe this one is a loose one of these regular breakable rocks instead of an unbreakable one of these blocks. New creature, creepy, four-legged, spidery-looking things. They don't look very fun. They don't look very nice. I don't remember them being too difficult to take out or having any particularly powerful properties to them, but these are kind of the earlier versions. They might get really nasty later on. Hey, it's our favorite, Envy, the boss who splits and splits and splits and splits and splits. And them twins, Gemini. Four-legged, nope. Yeah, I bet someone's probably when I took the picture, that's what I was figuring. I bet someone's really just not going to be happy about seeing those critters and knowing that they're going to be in the game. So yeah, I caught them kind of poofing in. I was trying to get the title shot of the battle. Still the same battle. They just charge at you. They're jerks. Oh, and I had the what's it called horn going, so I just kind of charged at him with the unicorn horn. So that's it for Binding of Isaac. I think I might have a couple more, but I stopped over at the Nyko booth and had to get a picture with these cute girls to get that controller here. One of them, the one on the left who actually did take the picture, is apparently this was her first time at E3, so that's pretty cool. But the game that we were playing was called Flustercluck. I had previously played the exact same game in an older version called Forsaken Planet, and Forsaken Planet was a four-way competitive game where you're playing these little UFO flying saucer looking things, trying to turn anything you can, whatever items are around, other players, their deployed turrets, all that sort of stuff, into chicken in the chickenizing device. And that's how you scored your points in the game. That, and of course taking other people down with your guns always helps. So Forsaken Planet was pretty fun. It won awards at IndieCade. It was pretty cool, but then it kind of stopped and dropped off for a little while, and I didn't know what happened with it. Now it's called Flustercluck, and now it's specifically, I believe, PS4 and Vita and that sort of stuff, but not all devices and cross-device. See ya, Bruno. So it's a pretty interesting change that they've made. It's definitely looking a hell of a lot cleaner than it was in the past, and they've added a lot more features and a lot more weapons to it, so it's really cool. Of course, I'd played the game before, so I still had no problem just beating the crap out of the other players like it was no big deal. So that was a lot of fun. So back to the screenshot, or the photos here. So went back over to the Binding of Isaac, to the PlayStation 4 booth. This is actually playing it on PlayStation 4. And who shows up but the dadliest catch himself, Octodad. So, you know, he goes over and gives it a go. I don't really know how far it got, but when he got finished up and put the controller down, Tyrone said that he got really far and almost beat the game. So, totally awesome. I know he was just joking, but it's Octodad. You gotta be nice to Octodad. So those were all actually taken on day 2. This is actually the beginning of day 3 here. All the Binding of Isaac stuff was basically day 2. So this was the game Evolve, which looks like a MOBA of sorts as well, though not necessarily in the style of Dota. Looked like fun. I'll definitely have to see what goes on with it and how it progresses. So, These dapper gentlemen right here, you may or may not recognize. I will zoom into their names here. Mr. Starlong, but even more importantly, Mr. Richard Garriott. Yes, yes, I got to meet Richard Garriott. I got one of these honor tokens for Shroud of the Avatar, and the way that it works. Here, I'll switch back over for a sec so you can see. I wanted to wait until I show the picture to show you this. So it's a token for Shroud of the Avatar. It's called an honor token, and the way it works is that everybody that's given one of these, you're supposed to keep it on you. And if you find somebody who you know was given one, you say, hey, I still have my honor token, do you have yours? If they don't have theirs, they owe you a drink. But if they do have theirs, then it's a conversation starter. So that's pretty cool. He also gave me access to the Shroud of the Avatar Alpha, so that's totally awesome. A welcome pound. It was great meeting with them. I totally didn't know that they were there. I had no idea. I was just going down the checklist of like all the different places I still hadn't visited. I'm down there by Plantronics. There's this one little booth I still hadn't checked yet called Census or something. And then I see, wait a minute, Shroud of the Avatar. Wait a minute, Garriott. I know that guy. So I came by, said what's up, and it was a great conversation. So that's that should be a lot of fun. I'm definitely gonna check that out. Give it a go. Should be a lot of fun. And I think people can be streaming it. If not now, then soon. Next, another picture. That was a little cleaner. So, got these lovely folks here, and I'm sure that you may or may not recognize some of them. We've got Adam Clegg over here. Being his usual self. And I don't remember who this fellow was. That's unfortunate that I don't have his name tag properly, because he was the one doing all the H1Z1 demos, and I feel like a real jerk because I don't actually remember. I looked at his name tag a few times, but I don't remember it. So he's the one who's actually doing a lot of the H1Z1 demos for me. Oh, do I even have the screenshots thing up? No, I don't. Let me put that back up. What a goof. Yeah, Richard Garriott. So yes, these lovely folks from SOE. They were all hanging out over by the Curse booth towards the middle of the day on Thursday. So that was cool. Got to get a fun little picture with everybody. Then the Buttmobile. Every time I see the Buttmobile, it gets more bigger and militarized looking, and I guess that's where this iteration of Batman is going, is some sort of literally one-man army. Yes, silly Clegg indeed. So that's all of my pictures, but I have one more thing. I had talked about random people writs. H1Z1. I had taken a bunch of footage of H1Z1, and I'm showing little bits of it. I've actually got a watermark. You might be able to see the gorilla outline. A little watermark on this, just in case anybody decides to try to upload it to YouTube before I can get it there, so I can have YouTube kick their dicks, balls, and asses and take it down. But yeah, here's the first of many little clips I'm probably going to show before the kind of official airing of all of the footage on Thursday during Dead Feature Rant. So I got like about an hour of footage. This is just a small clip of it. I walked up and dude was messing around with the vehicle and just doing donuts, trying to run things over. So here it is. Just gonna be checking the audio levels and trying to make sure that it sounds nice.
Yeah, one of my buddies actually figured out with the the old school harassers, you had to actually have the full turbo to actually do three donuts.
3 revelations.
Because you actually had to be able to turbo into it to get more of them.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
See if I want to catch the zombie inside while you're...
Yeah.
No. It was too early. Oh well.
There's plenty of zombies. You got plenty of chances. Don't worry. You can also sideswipe a deer.
Let's see what we got down here. I gotta wait for my turbo to recharge.
Yeah.
Catch that one.
It's gonna look really white and saturated on the recording, but I mean, I'm cool with that. It's just the effect that it's so bright with the fog, which, you know, it makes sense for the area and for the it looks like for the time of day as well.
Let me see if I can change this by messing with the rain setting. Look, let me spell rain, right? There we go. Is that a little better for you?
Yeah, much clearer. Everyone can see that little pit stop there along the way. That was one of the funniest things I saw in the on-site demo. Was one of those little stops, and there's like a toilet seat in the middle of the street and a couple other end things. Like, oh, this person's really literally just living off the street here. Yeah. Dangerous times when there's zombies around, though. Oh, nice.
Almost.
Almost. Not a full-on. So, are there any other vehicles that are like planned that we can kind of talk about right now, or is it just this is what we know, this is what we're going to be seeing for a bit?
Right now, this is the off-roader, which you have seen in other live streams, and especially out here at E3. And at this time, this is the only vehicle we have to show.
Okay.
I'm close.
Close.
Yeah, I had it muted. So yeah, that's it. I'll take questions for the next 30 minutes if anybody has any. Otherwise, I'll probably do a few. Actually, like I said earlier, anybody who really wants a key for Swordsman, a beta key, just send me a message and I will, you know, send it along to you because I got plenty. I don't think there's enough people in here to expend them all. Yeah, vehicle flip damage. They're definitely going to have to remove that for H1Z1. There's no purpose for it. You know, we don't have a vehicle spawner. We have a finite amount of vehicles in the world, and plus or minus events where new of them can come in. Flotilla Flotsam. There was, I've seen a lot more clarification of what different abilities are. There's now creatures that are black are stealth. They will phase in and out of visibility. So you can still hit them when they're in stealth, I believe, and they'll still like register being hit. But it definitely makes it a lot tougher, especially if you got a bunch of stealth enemies and you can't, you know, find any of them because they've all phased out at the same time. So that should be really fun and interesting. there's the new white champion type enemy that you can't harm it until you've killed all the other stuff in the room. So it just won't take damage. It can still attack and do all that it needs to do, but it won't actually take damage. It'll be just knocked back if possible when you hit it. Now, I unfortunately didn't have time to. But the white kind of champion creatures also have a higher chance of dropping the white heart fragments, so increasing your health total is kind of a nice thing to be able to do. I did want to try No Man's Sky though. I'd rather wait until it comes for PC if it's going to come to PC, and if not, then oh well, I'm not going to get a console to play a game. It should be on PC. Unless they want to send me one. Alright, what else with Rebirth? Oh, there's these kind of squishy looking fleshy characters that are walking around, and if you hit them enough times they turn into this skeleton version that was kind of annoying to fight against. Let's see, what else? Oh, those little skull turrets that pop up and become vulnerable at the same time they shoot at you. Now there's versions of those that walk around too. Yeah, I definitely got a sense of like that, and a lot of other games. Actually, it kind of made me think of like if Spore could have been, you know, something more awesome. That's what it would have been instead of what it was. At first, I thought it was Sport 2 or something, or some sort of thing along those lines. What else with Isaac? I don't remember seeing any. Oh, the donation machines. So, in the shops, there's now this donation machine that you can put your extra coins into. Feed it enough, and the machine explodes and gives you some sort of item. If you destroy it with a bomb, it'll give back most of, if not all of, the coins that you donated on that session. But the goal is cumulatively over multiple sessions to try to get the donations all the way up to 999, or maybe after it hits that and you hit 1,000, you'll get some special reward. They're saying something about being able to get different things and different unlocks for getting the donation thing up. So that's definitely a cool system, especially I've had a lot of runs where I got a quarter and $1 on the same floor. It's like I don't have enough room for 125 coins. If I didn't have enough places to donate them off or burn them off one way or another, then kind of stanky. So now there's a lot easier way to dispense of your coins in a way that'll, you know, kind of be helpful across the overall like lifetime of playing the game. The you know, it'll basically give you more features. So that's cool. Or more items, I guess. So what else, folks? I'm actually kind of curious about that crunchy coffee loot. Let's see if I can figure this thing out. Oh, there we go. Well, hot damn. Shoot, I'm gonna find out what's on it. Oh, it's empty. There's nothing on the curse card. That's cool though. It's definitely a convenient way to carry around 8 gigs of data in your wallet. Yeah, No Man's Sky definitely that seriously grabbed my interest when I saw it. That's my kind of game right there. It's caffeine cereal. Coffee cornflakes. That's quite interesting.
For those days when you need a kick in the ass in the morning. For those days when you need a kick in the ass in the morning. For those days when you need a kick in the ass in the morning. For those days when you need a kick in the ass in the morning. For those days you need a kick in the ass in the morning.
Alright. I could keep going with that. I'm not kidding. That got you, Garriott. Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, that seems like it's pretty much it for questions here. So, yeah. Probably gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna give it two more minutes here. See if anybody has some last minute something they wanted to ask about or know about or tell me I totally missed and should have gotten. Yeah, I'll put it back up. I'll cut highlights and stuff and put it on YouTube. There was one thing. Anything from Steam? No, I don't really think Valve doesn't really make much of a presence on the show floor at E3. Yeah, I'm probably gonna join TF2. That's probably gonna be the thing to do. Ritz, where's the cat? Oh, he's out of my room. He's either outside or somewhere hanging out. Calm. Yes, there were plenty of them, but I can't say that any of them didn't also have, you know, hypersexualized female characters. So, you know, it's that whole, oh sure, you can have sexy women as the hero. Let's, you know, that totally hits on demographics that play games and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Steam OS. No, no, nothing that I heard. Nothing that I saw was going on. It's yeah. Really, Sir Kane? You don't think there's enough of those already? There's way more of those than there are like fat schlubby looking characters that yeah. Steam Boy? What, there's a video game coming from it now? Well, cool. Or are you talking about Steam Box? No, I bet if you look around, Sir Kane, you'll still find plenty of them. Oh, that's funny. That's actually pretty smart. Oh yeah, I knew there was an image I forgot to show everybody. Here, it's hilarious. Because, the Assassin's Creed Assassins Guild or whatever is ladies only, or men only rather. It's a boys club. Ritz, why does this exist? That's a great question. So I was looking for something to do towards the very end after everything shut down, before they kicked us out, so that way I could see if I could spot anybody I knew exiting the show floors after they finished up with their booths, because otherwise I would have had to leave. So I went over to this silly giveaway thing, and I might win a truck, probably not, don't really care. It was more just something to do to consume time, and while I was there I talked up Landmark with a few people and told them to contact me if they want to get a copy, a 7-week beta key. And yeah, then this happened. So enjoy it for what it is.